You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is...
Welcome to Tap In. We are OneOOne. I'm your host, Andy Danchuk, and I'm here with my co-host and business partners, the Golden Boy, Sean Fry, and Jack Blames, Mr. James Black. What the fuck is going on today, boys? Let's get some energy going.
Yo, what's up? Let's go.
Hi. We got another guest on the show. Her name is Jasmine.
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
All right. So this pod... I'm going to just do my little intro. It is your responsibility to tap into information that is going to benefit you in your life. This podcast will hopefully expand your thinking so that you can finally take control. So, guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about just like thinking methods. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. We're just going to it's something that we're all trying to think about and understand a little bit further. So we kind of wanted to talk about it, hoping that we'd get some responses back from you guys into what you feel about the subject that we're going to talk about today. And then towards the end of the podcast, probably like halfway through, we're going to just talk a little bit about why we're doing this stuff, hopefully to motivate you to do things that you're passionate about and that you like, and give you some of the backstory into how this all kind of came about, just so you can know a little bit more about us. So today we're going to talk about learning how to think versus being told what to think. So it may sound similar, but when you are learning how to think, you're being told concepts, you're being shown ideas, you're being taught information, and you are coming up with the answers by yourself and learning what is going to benefit you most from this information. So that is how you learn how to think. But being told what to think basically locks you into a mindset that is somebody else's opinion, and they're telling you exactly what to think, and by you following that, you're not benefiting yourself, you're not learning, you are not learning any critical thinking skills, you're not developing a habit of dissecting information so that you get the information you need out of it, and so that you can benefit from it and possibly learn how to problem solve from different information. So I think in today's world, we get a lot more. I know in today's world, it's a world where we're told how to think. School systems, the news, everything, they map everything out to a T for you and basically tell you what to think. And then you do nothing except that information as fact. Don't use any critical thinking skills. Don't dissect it. Don't look at any of the other facts. You just look at the facts that they've laid out for you, that they purposely have laid out for you because they're pushing some sort of agenda, or they're pushing some sort of viewpoint that they want you to perceive and adapt for their own reasoning. So it's up to you to realize the difference. If somebody is telling you something, are they telling you something to develop your how to think mentality, or are they telling you something so that you just accept fully and adapt to their way of thinking, basically telling you what to think?
Yeah, it's like instead of forming your own opinion with information you've gathered on your own, you just listen to what someone's telling you. And it's usually, a big thing is usually obviously media has a huge impact on this, because it's what 90% of the world just listens to as their source of information for what's going on in the world. But media always has
media in what form though? Like
news,
you're talking like news?
Instagram,
okay, yeah.
like
news is bad for it.
Any type of media always has some sort of agenda. They're always trying to push something. So with the news, we got all kinds of stuff going on right now because of what's going on in the world with the presidential elections and stuff like that. It's literally, the world is divided into two right now. It's either pro-Trump or pro-Biden. Obviously, there's people in the middle that don't really care, so to speak. Like, they're not like, oh, I'm all obsessed with Trump or all obsessed with Biden. Like, those are the type of people that form their own opinions and see the benefits of both and the flaws in both, and want to decide what's best for actually the country.
Very few of those, and those are really the how-to thinkers.
And those are the people that tend to not even fucking pay attention to what's going on the news and shit like that. They literally stop watching because they know it's
pointless, because the news literally just tells them what to think.
Exactly.
If you look at CNN versus Fox, CNN tells you what to think on this side, and then Fox tells you what to think on that side. So when people argue that one information is better than the other, no, it's fucking shit on either side, because they're not just stating facts. They're not stating things that are going around and then allowing you to form your own opinions and basically figuring out how you should view this situation. They're just mapping it out, laying it out, telling you this is what you have to think. And motherfuckers are so lazy nowadays, they just accept it. And that's why we have this division.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. Another thing is, like, what you allow yourself to think. Like, those people that just believe exactly what they're told, like, they're also doing it to themselves. Like, we also have to take somewhat of an accountability into, like bring it into the viewpoint that I've watched the news for a long time. Maybe I thought like them, but at some point that changed. You know what I mean? There's got to be some kind of, like, line or some kind of something that's like, all right, now you're fucking 30 years old, and guess what? Like, everything the news tells you isn't real. Like, there's people out here that are 50, 60, fucking, you know what I mean, that still think like that. They still think like whatever they're told, that's what it is.
There's a lot of people, but that just shows you how little they were taught how to think for themselves. And I think this is the link that a lot of people miss, is when learning how to think, by doing so and thinking this way, you're benefiting yourself, because you are the only one in your shoes, in your situation, under your circumstances. So you need to figure out your own way of thinking that benefits you most, in a sense of, let's say, problem solving. By learning how to think, you learn how to make decisions on your own about situations, facts, things like that, and you dissect them and you pick them apart the way you need to, so that you can benefit and get the best information possible for yourself, because you can't do it for anybody else. So it's not a selfish thing by doing this. It makes you better, and that is honestly the determining factor between successful people and non-successful people, and people who struggle and don't struggle, is the decision-making process, the problem-solving process. Problem solvers, if they're like natural problem solvers, or if it's something that they were able to develop at a young age, they come up to a situation, right? They hit a wall, all right? Somebody who hasn't developed any sort of how to think mentality, and we're always told what to think, as soon as they hit that wall, what happens to them? They look around and they look for answers, because they've always been given answers their entire life.
They don't look for answers. They look for someone to have the answer.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they're looking for answers. Exactly. Somebody to tell them what to do. And that's that, like, fucking that, like, worker bee mentality. That's why we're all stuck in a world where we're told what to do, because so many people have that way of thinking. But the how to think, the people who have developed that how to think mentality have developed problem-solving skills and decision-making skills. So bang, they hit a wall and they say, okay, obviously the plan of attack that I was going to led me to this wall. I'm here at this wall. What do I do now? They don't look for answers from anywhere else. They ask themselves, what do I need to do now? And then by making a decision, okay, you have the road to your right, you have the road to your left. By you being able to make that decision and pick road to the left, road to the right, it doesn't matter right or wrong. Don't think about it right or wrong. You're able to become more confident in your decision-making skills. Now, road to the right might lead you down this road for X miles and bang, another wall. Road to the left might lead you down to this this many miles, which is miles further than road to the right before you hit your other wall. But by just making that decision, you've instilled more confidence in yourself in how to think for yourself, how to make your own decisions, and how to problem solve on your own. So that makes you a more confident person, therefore is going to make you more successful in the end, because it doesn't matter when that next wall comes into play. Bang, you hit it, you're ready to make a decision, right road or left road. And you just keep doing that and going on through life. But without this how to think mentality and without developing these problem solving skills and decision making skills, you're constantly looking for answers. Like we talked about last podcast, validation, stuff like that. You don't need it. You will never be successful looking for that. You will never, because you need to do it yourself. That by making decisions, right or wrong, it's instilling confidence in you and you're feeling better about it. Hey, I can make a decision. I can move forward. It doesn't matter if it moves me one step forward and I hit a wall right away. I still did it. And then you just keep doing it over and over and over, and it's something that we call the success cycle. As you start to do things over and over and over, you get more successful in whatever area it is, because you get more confident in yourself and your decision making. So that's what we kind of want to point out. Stop being told what to think. You don't need to be told what to think.
I mean, that goes pretty much like those little, when you pick your own path and you just make your own decisions and it leads you down the road, it kind of becomes like the little wins that build confidence. So then as you go down,
success cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As you go down there, the more little wins you have and the more problems you end up solving, whether you try to solve it one way, it didn't work and you kept going at it, eventually when you finally solve that problem, you're going to keep realizing how much you're actually capable of. So that's huge, because confidence is key to it's literally everything.
Absolutely necessary.
That goes back to how many times have we talked about how we have to believe in ourselves before anyone else does. Like, every single person that's successful believed in themselves to a huge extent to get them to where they are. They didn't rely on believing other people. Or having other people believe in them. They needed to believe in themselves and have those little wins that keep building that confidence so they could win bigger tasks at hand.
And it took it took many times of making the decision and not looking for help to get more confident in their field.
Yeah, and real quick, that kind of goes back to what we're talking about with, like, we'll get information from all over the place, but we can use that. It's all vital, but we need to be able to
agree with everything. We read a book, right? Say you read a book. Do you agree with everything in that book like it's the Holy Bible? No, you take what you
That's where it comes in.
You can use out of that book, and that's that
critical thinking aspect of where you can depict what's useful to you out of that, and apply it to other situations.
And that's key.
And that's the same thing with news media, all that. You can pull that, like, you could see what's going on in the world through the news. Now you take that and you're like, wow, this is a big deal. Now let me dig deeper into it. Instead of believing exactly what they're saying, you start doing more research. You start seeing other people's point of views, and then you build your own viewpoint on the situation, and then you can express that to other people with actual background, actual knowledge, so you can talk to other people.
And in a way that you understand, so it benefits you. And then you're not, because think about it, you just accept a viewpoint and you're told what to think. You're just told what to think. You don't even know why you think that. And that you can't even explain yourself. Somebody asks you, that's the thing that I hate. You get into an argument. That's why I don't fucking talk politics to anybody or anything, because you get into an argument with somebody about politics, Biden versus Trump, right? And they literally, I know they're in this what to think mentality because they just repeat shit that they fucking heard. That's it. And then I ask them, but why? And then they don't even know fucking why. They give me some bullshit fucking answer like, oh, why? Because that's just what's going on right now. Can't you see that's what's going on? Like, and I'm like, but
they have
why?
no hard facts.
I'm like, why? Like,
they have nothing.
Why
There's
do you
nothing
think
to
that's
prove,
what's
nothing
going
to
on?
show.
Well, because CNN fucking told me this,
or my friend, or my buddy, or
Fox News said this, or
I overheard
this fucking video said this. So you have no critical thinking skills. You can't figure out what benefits you.
Can't form your own opinion.
And form your own opinion based upon facts. You just listen to what you're told to think and you repeat it. You're a fucking robot. That's what you are. You're fucking useless to society. You're useless to yourself. You're useless to your friends and family. And you are spreading information that you don't even under fucking stand.
You're spreading lies. And
you don't even know fucking why. Why?
It's like
Why
the
is this
telephone
okay
game.
right now? Why are we okay with this way of fucking thinking? Why is it fucking weird when I call you out on that shit, you get fucking mad at me? I have countless friends who get fucking pissed off at me when I call them out on that shit, and I try to fucking actually probe their mind a little bit and get them thinking. It's like, holy shit, you're making my mind fucking think. I can't think. They rage on me, and they're like, you're a fucking asshole. And I'm like, I'm actually trying to fucking help you out if you would fucking open up your fucking small-minded fucking self and use it properly. I guarantee you you'd benefit, and I guarantee you'd get further in life by doing this in all aspects. Like, I don't know. It pisses me the fuck off.
The problem is they don't know how to think.
They've never developed that.
When you ask them to think, they get upset because they don't know how to think when you ask them to think.
Because what does school do to you? School tells you what to think.
Yeah, well, I mean, I also think that fucking school doesn't even teach proper critical thinking skills.
Not at all,
because
dude.
You have to use the information you have to make valid decisions to get you further in life or whatever you're trying to do. So let's say, for instance...
Well, let me ask you this before you say that. In school, when you were being taught something from your teacher, she was basically telling you what to think. The second you asked her a question, basically, because you saw it a different way, right? You said, hey, Miss So-and-so, but what about this and this? Like, why isn't this happening here? And they're like, no, this is how it is, right? How many times does that happen? Oh, yeah, almost every fucking class.
Depending on subjects, but yeah, I mean,
most
of the time.
Say it's history. They're literally, it's mapped out in the history book that she's reading. She's reading a pick, and you pull some sort of information out of that that's not just plain sight. That you use critical thinking skills to form an opinion on it, and you ask her a question based on the opinion you formed. Then all of a sudden she's like, no, James, this is what the fuck the book says. That's it.
Right, like there's no other option. Like there couldn't have been anything else.
That's a what to think. Someone telling you what to think. That's not okay. It's not, right?
Well, yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, well, no. Them telling you what to think. I mean, what it also comes down to is like how you take that too. Like the teacher should be like, okay, that's a good that you know what,
but
you
make
a good point there. Well, you know, I think this happened because this happened, and you know, this happened because this happened. That would be a good teacher. And unfortunately, because of these situations, this is how this went down.
That's how.
And you know, you're right. That probably would have been better, or this would have been more human, or this would have been more logical. But because they didn't come up with that decision, this is why that happened. Not, well, you know, the book says this, so that's just what we're going.
Write down, and then that for the rest of your time, if that keeps happening over and over, you stop thinking that way because you think you're wrong right off the bat.
And then you never develop that how to think, and then you can never develop that mindset of critical thinking skills and developing and forming opinions on your own to benefit yourself and your situations,
I think that's important.
Which are unique.
I think that's important because you need to use the information you have to make important critical decisions, to fail, to understand that you failed, to look back and see where you failed, why you failed, to make better decisions to move forward.
Great,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can be wrong and still move forward. You don't just because but you have to be able to think about what you did and go back and see so you can change to think what's going to happen next.
So if you have that what to think mentality, as soon as you have that, you're being told what to think mentality, and then you run into that roadblock, that failure, you're like, you don't know how to think of other options because you've always been told what to think. So you're like, this was supposed to work because they told me this was supposed to work. So then you just fucked yourself by adapting that mentality. Right?
Right. Well, yeah. So he said do A and B and I'll get C. And then you do A and B and you get F.
Fucking F. Yeah.
It's not C.
And then you're sitting there like, fuck, man. Like,
why
I was supposed
to
get C.
Why didn't that happen?
And you don't know why, and you can't fucking figure out why, and you can't fucking...
Yeah, I kind of want to tie this quote, that actually, you know it better than me, the Elon Musk quote, the one they said about...
the critical...
Good students become... Yeah, that one. Tie it back into the way we look at our... leaders in our workforce about problem solving. So like when we run into a problem at work, we look at our leaders to solve it instead of us being able to look at a problem and being like, all right, I can figure this out. I don't need to ask my leader. But say the quote because you know it better than I do. The Elon Musk quote.
Good students become good employees, and self-learners become employers.
So now look at that from a leader standpoint. So we all work in a construction-esque field. You're
Construction-esque? Is that a
you
word?
I don't know. It fucking sounds good though. I fuck with it. So yeah, we all work where we work in whatever construction
fields.
Yeah. So we all have foremans. Andy's the fucking foreman because he's good like that. But me and James have people above us, and a lot of the times we, like, not us in particular, but usually the lower people, when they run into a problem, they run right back to the foreman because he's the critical thinker. He built those skills, and yet the people below don't have those skills yet, or they don't believe in themselves enough to have those skills. So right away they look for the help of someone who was a self-teacher.
They look for answers.
Yes.
All right, so that's a good point too, because I think 2 years ago in April, I started this new job. No, I think it's 2 years. I don't remember. It could have been April, could have been May. I forget the exact date.
Whatever.
Hopefully the unemployment doesn't go check my shit when I. No, I'm just kidding. But shout out New Jersey unemployment. But when I first started, obviously I didn't know anything what I was doing. I was doing fiber. I was learning to run the cable. And measure it into the fiber box, and then measure it into the fiber tray, and like they're just breaks down smaller and smaller. And I remember I think it was like 6 months into it, and I was still learning. I wasn't really splicing yet or anything like that. My foreman had to go for knee surgery, and I guess one of the other guys was out or had moved to a different company, or I forget what happened. So there wasn't anyone else that could splice the fiber. So I had been learning for 6 months, but it was crazy because it was like one day I can be doing what I need to be doing and something can go wrong. And I'll be like, yo, what do I, what's next? What's the next step? And my dude was there to help me or whatever I need. And then literally in less than 24 hours, it went from he needs to get surgery tomorrow to you need to go splice these fibers, pull this cable in, do this job by myself. You have to be the foreman and bring someone with you and have a helper and shit. And it was I was like, holy fuck. Now, today, 12 fibers is nothing.
Dude, bro.
But the next day, that 12 fibers was fucking 12 fibers seemed like climbing a Mount Everest or something. What the fuck am I going to do? And fortunately, I just referred back to what I remembered, and I referred back to even the small issues. Even though I didn't have an issue that day, I still had to think about what I was doing as I was doing it.
I think
to make sure that I did it right and I didn't fuck it up and it worked and all right, now I'm doing good. And then after using my brain and remembering and doing everything right and getting the job done, I was like, all right, so I can do this. Now I'm confident in doing this and I don't have to worry about doing it again because I have the confidence. I use my own brain. I thought about it. Now, all right, next time something comes up, all right, what did I do last time? Oh, it's a little bit different. Yeah, the whole time prior. You know what I mean?
You use that information prior. You weren't just being told what to think and do and doing it and not thinking about it. You were actually learning how to think while being told what to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because for a while, sometimes to learn something from somebody, you are going to be told what to think.
You always have to learn from somebody, and you got to kind of have the mindset, when it's in that group. I was just thinking about this, while I was talking about that. For me, I'm kind of stubborn with that, and it's something that I have to swallow my pride, where I don't even want to ask for help. I want to do it on my own because I want to fucking prove these people wrong or fucking prove my worth and shit like that. When I'm just starting at this new job, I don't know, I'm 2 months in. And it's stuff I've never done before. It's construction, so I've used tools. I know how to do wires, shit like that. So obviously a lot carries over. But I'm trying to prove myself so quick that I can be stubborn where I don't even want to ask for help. I want to solve it on my own. And then that could bite me in the ass. But so there's different ways to look at it. There's either too far to the right where I'm at, where I'm trying to do it all on my own and I don't want to swallow my pride. And then there's too far to the left, where people just don't want to do their own thing, where they just want to fucking listen, be told what to do, and not have to think.
Either way is going to
right in the middle is a sweet spot.
Either way is going to slow you down because you have to use opinions and information formed from other people to better yourself. So you are going to be consistently told what to do and what to think, but it's up to you to learn the best methods from it all. You're not going to take everything so to the point and 100% and swear by it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to take it like, all right, this guy, look, here's what I know, which doesn't fucking serve me in getting to this end goal. This guy already does
Where I'm trying to go.
Let me speak to him. He's gonna tell me what to think and what to do, basically. And then from that information, I'm gonna use what benefits me most out of it and makes the most sense of it to get to the end goal. And then there may be another person that also tells you what to think and what to do. And you do the same thing. Take what you can from it, use it for yourself, and then be confident in your skills, in your decision making, in your problem solving abilities. And that's what's going to benefit you.
Right, and I can agree with that, because it's just like saying exactly what I did. I watched, I learned, I was told what to do, and when I had to do it myself, I didn't do it exactly right. I didn't do it exactly the very fucking way he put it in with the fucking left finger and the right hand, and you know what I mean? But I did it the way that I needed to do it to be fast and be efficient and do it right,
for you to
and for me to
remember
understand and become better. And this always comes back to the fact of you just always have to stay teachable. You always have to be a student and understand that you are always learning. You don't know everything. It's impossible to know everything. You don't know it all, even if you think you know it all. Like Sean, he's in his new job now. They do a lot of fiber stuff, right? But because I do fiber, I wouldn't go over to their fucking rigging company where they rig up most of the 5G and has to do with fiber and all that stuff and be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm a fiber guy. I can, I'm good. No problem.
You know stuff.
Like, I know a good amount.
Step back and say, all right, how the fuck do these motherfuckers do it?
Exactly.
You know,
I still have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of information that I hold, but I'm not going to go showing my ass because I know that stuff and try and prove that I know something I really don't, because then I'll look stupid. Yeah. I'd rather sit there, learn, be told,
so many
understand.
Ways. That's like the stupid saying. You hear it fucking every day, but it is so relevant. There's a fucking 1,000 ways to skin a cat, bro. You could start at fucking the right foot. You could start at the fucking head. You could start at the stomach. You could start at the fucking left testicle. Bro. There are 1,000 fucking ways to skin a fucking cat, bro. So it's the same fucking thing. Like, I know you've heard that so many times, and like, you hear it and it just goes out your ear, but understand what they're trying to say when they say there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Because I say it to people all the time at work. They get fucking like, somebody will come up to me asking what to do. I'm like, how do you think you should do it? And they just kind of look at me.
And I think,
and they're like, why are you asking me that? Well, because I'm trying to better you, motherfucker.
I think people also are afraid to answer someone higher up like that too. Like,
but I do it purposely,
right?
Like the guys on my crew,
but not everybody does. Not everybody does.
I could easily map it out, tell them exactly how I would do it. What am I doing for them to better them if I do that? I'm not teaching them anything. But by me, when they come up to me, yo, Andy, like, this fucking this line set, something's over here and it's gonna fucking run into this, and I don't really know what I should do here. What do you think I should do? Before I even give them my opinion, I'm like, well, what do you think you should do? And then you see their shit start firing, their brain starts moving, their eyes start moving. Well, I was thinking about doing it this, and this. I'm like, okay, that's really good, but just for next time, the only reason I wouldn't do it like this in this spot is because of this. So I let them think about it. They hit it on the nose for 85% of it, and then I correct the 15% of it that needs to be corrected so that it's better, and then the next time they go do it, they're more confident, plus they've learned the 15% more that they needed to, so that next time they think about it, and something they didn't see that time that they just pointed out to me that they didn't see, without asking them anything other than, what do you think you should do? That's like, I show them the correct ways, they learn from it, and I guarantee you they remember it more, they become more confident, and then I have better workers on my crew. It's an amazing fucking thing.
Right, so we want everyone to be like you. But what I'm trying to point out is that
not like that.
Don't be like Andy. Don't be like fucking George, Dick, and Harry when they've showed you one time, and then you and this is what I'm trying to say. Like when people are afraid to ask, they show you one time, and then you have to ask again because maybe you do have an idea in your head. You're like, maybe this could work like this, but I don't know. I want to ask again, and then you ask like, come on, I already showed you this. You should know what you're doing and stuff. That also hurts your ego. Like
that happens.
And that happens majority of the time. Like it's very rare. It's very rare that you run into someone like you versus someone like that, and that's where you have to be strong as a person.
That's where the patience comes from the teacher.
And understand that like that's not someone that you need to learn from if that's how they're being.
But also on your end, let's say you're the one coming to me asking me the question. I'm the one answering you. Let's say I'm having a bad day and I'm like, dude, come on. This is the fucking 10th fucking time I've told you this shit. You know what you're fucking doing. Go do it. And then it kind of upsets you. That's when you have to say like, okay, like that's when you have to consciously think about, okay, why do this is the 10th time I'm doing this fucking thing. Why do I continue to look for an answer in him when I've done this 10 times? And you have to accept some sort of accountability. Like, I have to learn. I'm not learning right now because I just keep fucking doing like monkey see, monkey do. That is the fucking dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. Like dead ass.
That
like,
right there, I
you want to
think
be a fucking monkey? Like, no.
That comes a lot down to the fact if they believe in themselves or not, too.
Well,
because if they believe in themselves or not, like, if they believe in themselves, that's why I like you just explained like almost like the perfect leader, which is very rare nowadays because you give them so much confidence building in the fact that they got it 80% right, where they're coming to you thinking they fucked up so bad and they're scared for your responses, as James was saying, that they think you're going to be mad that this happened or whatever, and they're scared to see like to hear that they failed, where you told them that that they did 80% of it right, and here's just a better way to look at it.
Yeah.
So that is a huge thing that is so lost nowadays, and most people are so impatient and think like that they don't have time to teach. I hear that all the time. My job now is they don't have time to teach. Well, if you accepted the role of being a leader, your job is to teach, because as you said, the more your guys know, the better your crew is, and the better your whole fucking team does. The better your work's done, the faster it's done, the happier your main boss of the owner of the company is, the happier the residents are that you're working for, everything. It all works better, and it's solely on the fact that you gave them the confidence and you built a team.
I just want to say one thing on that. When you say like everything works faster, but what we're also saying is that with this, you'll also get better quality, which might take a little bit longer too. Like I don't want to just,
but not necessarily. Once they start doing it, they get fucking faster.
But I'm just saying,
you get better quality, and faster.
But I'm saying, but what we're ultimately looking for is better quality,
100%.
Not just necessarily being faster. I just want to make that point.
Well, yeah, that relates right back to our last podcast where we talked.
That's obvious, James. No, I'm kidding.
It relates right back to. It relates right back to our last podcast where anything you're good at takes time. You're not going to learn it the day after. That's why I said, like, yeah, he might have a rough day where someone's asked him the same question 10 times, and then when he yells at him, they either accept the fact where they're like, okay, I need to believe in myself. I know this stuff already. I just need to believe in myself that I can do this. Or they need to accept the fact that they need to start learning, like actually paying attention when you tell them stuff.
Me on a leader, like as a leader standpoint, when I do get to that point, like, yo, this is the fucking 10th time, I get kind of hot with this motherfucker. I do that to try to kind of like set a fire under their ass, because I'm like, all right, the calm, teaching, nice way is working to a point, but it's not working in instilling the confidence for them to go out and do it alone without asking me. So then I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let me put some fucking fire into this guy's ass. And he's coming to ask me for the 10th time. I turn around, I fucking look at him, I'm like, dude, go fucking do it. You know what the fuck you're doing. I'm fucking sick of this. Is the 10th fucking time you've asked me this. You know what you're doing. Stop fucking around. And then I have guys that are like, all right, And they go and hit it. I come back. I'm like, see, motherfucker.
Well, that
and then
exactly.
I look at them. I'm like, see, motherfucker. Like, yo, I was hard on you, but the only reason, and I'll tell them this. The only reason I was fucking hard on you is because I know you could do that. I knew it. You just didn't believe in yourself. I had to be hard on you so you could believe in yourself. But then there's also the alternative. I've yelled at some fucking guys, and the motherfuckers shut down. They slow the fuck down. They don't do anything. They can't do anything. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like now, but then. That comes on me as a leader. Like, yo, check yourself. Let's find a new way to teach this guy.
Well, yeah, that came down solely to the fact that, like, you instilled that confidence in him from the beginning and you had the patience with him and you realized, okay, I got to change my tactic a little bit here because I know he knows his stuff. I know I taught him. I know he's been doing it himself because I made him do it himself. I made him realize that he got most of it right. He just had to change this little thing. So you already gave him these ideas, these tactics, these techniques to get through it on his own, and you made him go do it. You didn't stop what you were doing to go fix his mistakes. You made him work through it. So you know physically he's done it already. You know that's already embedded in his head. He's just not believing himself. So then you had to give him some tough love at that point. You had to change up your tactic and be like, all right, this guy's not getting it yet. So now let me scare him a little bit and fear coming to me because now he sees he sees that you're not, he sees the fact that you're already showed him that you don't want to keep having to teach him these things. So now he's scared to come to you because he's like, fuck, I should know this stuff. He's already taught me, like, I don't want to get yelled at again. I got to figure this out on my own. And then he starts to do it. And then that's when the confidence starts to come back in. Yeah.
And I think that just, it obviously takes time and it takes a different type of that's now we're getting to something a little bit deeper. Like, we're trying to get you thinking, like, we don't really expect you to necessarily understand and develop full leadership skills yet, but if that's something you want to, there's multiple books we can recommend. There's multiple things you can read into and think about and take notes from to be able to understand some of the things that I'm talking about, so that if maybe you are in a position or maybe that is something that you do want to do, is be a leader in your field and move up to a management position and impress people so that you can get to a higher stage in jobs. Like, you don't understand, like, it doesn't matter what level or what field you're in or on or at, because these skills are going to benefit you all levels.
I wouldn't, even though we're talking about the leadership aspect, I don't think that it necessarily only is useful to the people that want to be leaders.
That are in leadership positions.
When you're in the lower position, you kind of need to understand the leadership position as well for you to do better. You need to understand why they talk to you. And you understanding
at the lower level helps you continue to evolve, grow, and be better.
And that's why I think it's very important, even though we're talking about not being a leader, it's so important to understand why leaders act the way they do when it comes to that term, like how you use it, because like it allows you to look at the bigger picture and say, when you yell at somebody, you could take it two ways. You could take it to heart and be pissed off and not learn anything from it, or you can be like, check yourself and be like,
why
is this
motherfucker mad at me? Like what am I not seeing had the patience that he sees with me?
Yeah. So it helps you build the habits from the bottom to get you better, to even if you don't want to be a leader, it helps you be a better worker. If you want to be a worker, you want to make your money, make your $100,000 a year, whatever it is, come home, live a good family life, have plenty of time with your kids.
I do that right now, and I do it. It's enjoyable. It's easy in a sense.
You're just building habits because now as you look into leadership roles, you understand why they are where they are, why they're doing what they're doing, and stuff like that. And you can also,
and it just might not be for you.
Exactly. You don't want all that responsibility, and that's fine. That's not what we're saying, but we're just trying to get you to look into why they are the way they are,
and why you can benefit you from understanding their way of thinking for your level. You can be better at your level, whatever level it is you want to be. Like, we're not like, the point of this podcast is, even though we speak about all these like terms and stuff like that, the point of it is to give you information to basically load you up to a point where it helps you and benefits you at all levels. Like, we're trying to give you different perspectives and different ways of thinking that if you adapt this, how to think mentality. What can I get out of this? Not every single thing that we talk about is going to be something that you need to take into account. You need to use in your everyday life. Something's going to jump out with you. So that's up to you to dissect this information properly, critically think about what we're telling you, understand all the points we're making, and then pull what you need to pull out of it to benefit yourself in whatever scenario or situation.
And like, look at it from this aspect, like all of us three here, like we strive to try and get to the top of the field, whatever we're in, and that's just our goal. That's fine. But what I want to tie in is the fact that right now my goal this year is to lead a team at work. Even though it's fucking me just working at this place 1 year, that's a very big goal to achieve in 1 year working at a place. But that's my goal. But the fact is, it makes me so much better of a worker to look at my leaders and pick and look at them and understand why they're doing what they're doing, why they're saying what they're saying. Even if I don't agree with how they're leading, I need to fucking swallow my pride, not take offense to things they say to me, and depict what I need to pick from it so I become a better worker, so then eventually I can get to the leadership position. So even though my goal, Andy's goal, James' goal might be to be leaders in our fields of whatever we want to be, whether it be our work or whether it be our company 101 or the podcast, whatever it may be, it's making us better workers to understand that and pick up these habits.
Let's say that your goal wasn't to be a leader this year or something. Just by understanding these ideas and these concepts that they're talking about and these ways of thinking, it's going to benefit you as a worker. So if you just want to be a worker, you still want to be the best worker you can be, because deep down, like, that's what makes us feel good, to be the best that we can be. Like, you don't do fucking things to half-ass. Like, and when you do things to half-ass, you don't feel good after you get them done. Like, you never do. So even if your goal is just to be a really good worker or just to be a worker, it's going to make your life easier and better as a worker. It's going to make your relationship with the leader better as a worker, to understand and accept some of these qualities that we're speaking of, so that, like, you don't have to fucking continue to go up and ask this guy questions. Now you're on a team. You don't want to be the leader, but you understand his way of thinking a little bit more. So now you're comfortable making decisions on your own. So when boss man's busy as fuck trying to figure out all this about this part of the job, you don't have to go out of your way, waste fucking time to go ask him, hey boss, this is what's going on over here. These what do you think we should do? This motherfucker's got to stop everything that he's fucking doing to come over to you and tell you, all right, do this, 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 and this, right? So you go do this, 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 and this. He goes back to his shit, and then the same cycle repeats over and over and over and over and over. When the job could run so much smoother if you accepted some of these qualities that we're speaking of, some of these ideas that we're speaking of, and boss man goes off and does his things, figure out what he needs to, he comes back, you're already done with that task. He didn't have to tell you shit. That makes everything better.
Right. Or you do what he tells you to do, you're done with that task, and you kind of know what's next. So you're like, all right, what
you
would
make
he
the
do?
decision, you can
all right,
do
he
it.
could do this, or we could do this. And then you could even be like, pop your head in the door, yo, I came into this situation, I was thinking about doing this, and this. What do you think? Sure, no problem, go ahead, do it.
If it's just something that you're not necessarily comfortable with yet,
Right.
but then that's you actively taking the steps forward to be better, do better. And then what happens? Boss man sees that. Let's say boss man is your real boss man. Boss man is, yo, this motherfucker is taking initiative. This motherfucker's getting shit done. This motherfucker sees it. He gets it. And he clearly sees that. All of a sudden, your next paycheck, you see a $5 an hour raise. Whoa, boss, where did this shit come from? Well, you've been taking initiative. I see what you're doing. And bang, so now, even though you're still on that level of worker, by taking into account some of these things, you just bettered yourself. And then your boss noticed it without him fucking pulling teeth to get you to notice it, and he rewarded you for it.
Yeah.
That's how you get better. That's how you move up.
Let me stop you right there, because what you're also talking about is the action after you've done your critical thinking.
Yeah.
We can't forget, you know what I mean? Because
Obviously, what the fuck is thinking without action? You know?
Well, you got to tell, like we're talking about, you got to tell someone to do, something 10 times. Let's get it out there.
Yeah.
Use the fucking shit that you think about and then take action. That's the only way that the critical thinking is going to work as well. Like, we can't, that's a crucial step.
Yeah.
You think about it, you take all the information you got, you dissect it, all that stuff, and then you take action on whatever you were thinking about. Because without doing that, you're actually kind of making yourself stagnant because you're thinking about what you want. You're dissecting all the different information. You're putting it into this, let's say, hypothesis that you have come up with based off what you think, and not following everyone else's sheeple and all that shit.
But you're not using it.
But you're not taking action on it, so you're not getting the success that you're looking for.
You know what the best fucking quote ever to fucking describe this? To know and not to do is not to know. So a lot of you motherfuckers out there think you know this. And you understand what we're talking about right now. You do. Don't fucking lie to yourself. But next time the situation comes up and you go and start fucking asking somebody else to fucking fill in the fucking answers for you, say, oh shit, wait, I'm doing what the fuck that society wants me to do to fit into this fucking worker bee mentality and not grow. Let me fucking get a little bit uncomfortable and make some moves on my own and do that fucking action step. Right. Then you fucking know and you're doing. So then you know it. At that point you know it.
Right, you know it and you're doing it. But and I also just want to say
I'm hyped right now because this is a great topic.
Well, yeah, and also it's getting information. Take the information you have, use it. Take that step, think about it. At work, think about the next step. Think about what you could do. But like I mentioned, people, like we're saying, like, do it yourself and all this shit. But you always have to ask, like, questions. Like, you don't have to ask your boss every little thing. What's next? What's next? What's next? But if you really don't know, the only way to understand is to ask after you think about it, though.
100%.
After, you always have to think about it and then get more information. I'm not saying
and
do exactly what he tells you,
to get you to think further.
But yeah, get more information from the guy after you thought about it, and then add more action to it.
Here it is. Another fucking great quote that leads into what James is saying. Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you'll always be able to see further. So think as far as you can. Understand as much as you can. When you get to somewhere where you're at a wall, at a stop, most likely you're going to be able to see further, but you might, well, you will be able to see, but maybe you got to ask one question to see a little bit further. So that's not, you're expanding your mind, your thinking by asking that question. That's not bad. That's good. That's
what
necessary.
I want to reiterate.
That is absolutely necessary.
Thinking for yourself includes thinking, getting to a point of not knowing, of where you don't have enough information anymore, and then asking questions to get more information, and then thinking again.
So that's why.
Well, you gotta
love it.
You gotta learn, like, you gotta accept where you're at and know where you're at, and that ties right back into what I was. It ties right back into. Yeah, it ties right back into.
That is absolutely necessary.
It ties right back into what I said before with me, where I have to learn to swallow my pride sometimes because I don't want to ask the questions because I want to prove people wrong or like impress people.
You have to ask the questions.
There's times where I don't know shit and I'm trying to figure out in my mind. I'm like, fuck, what am I looking at right now? Like, I don't even know how this shit works. How am I gonna figure this out? And there's times where I gotta be like, yo, dude, like, ask somebody. Like, that's just what you have to do to get further. And if I don't consciously check myself, I'll just hold myself back because I'll go to every job trying to fucking prove people wrong. Yeah. And I'll never learn shit.
Or you'll learn it the wrong way, and then you're practicing something. Then you start doing it the wrong way, right? You get confident in doing the wrong way. You just fucked yourself.
Yeah, and then
you fucked yourself.
Yeah, so you just get nowhere. So you got to find that sweet spot. You got to find that sweet spot where you believe in yourself, but you also know that you have to ask questions to get further, and you have to dissect what they're telling you. Think critically of what they're telling you, whether. Like we said, like what they tell you, it doesn't have to be done exactly that way. You could start that way so you learn the process, and then you could start fucking changing things around to make it.
That's where it gets hairy with who's your leader, because dude, I've dealt with it. I get shitty fucking leaders.
And that's the important part that we were talking about, though, is dissecting the information.
That's the hardest part.
And understanding your leader. Like I was saying, if the guy's fucking yelling at you, like having a shitty leader, like I mentioned earlier, you have to understand that that's not a good leader. He may have good information that you can dissect out of it and pull the good shit. And you gotta fucking
that's where
I
said that's where it gets hard in implementing it properly and doing the right thing.
And a big thing with that is you can't let it deter your
because
you can't let that eat your confidence away.
That'll limit you. That'll fucking eat your confidence away. Then you're like, fuck, man.
And that's why us talking about this leadership stuff is so important, even if you don't want to be a leader.
To understand.
You need to understand if you have a good ass leader or you have someone that really doesn't know how to lead. So you can pick like, I'm not this piece of shit that he makes me out to be. Like, I know I can get better.
He just doesn't understand
that way, so
how to be a leader.
Yeah, I got to take the bad that he's saying. No matter what someone says about you, you should always be looking for
Yes.
the good to take out of it to make yourself better.
Because
so no matter if this dude rings you the fuck out, you got to look at it and be like, okay, I did fuck up there. I see what he's saying. But I did do this okay. So now let me take what he just said that I did bad and fix that. And just accept the fact that he just doesn't know how to lead properly. And that's not on you, but it is on you to make yourself better from whatever he says to
But
you.
without understanding leadership and these techniques that we're talking about, you'll consistently be stuck in that hole of, I'm a fuck up. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not learning this right. But that's not it. You just
No.
learn differently, bro.
Differently.
You're
Everyone
a different
learns
person.
differently.
Your mind is different. That's a beautiful fucking thing.
And I just
Yo.
real quick,
Love it.
real
Love
quick,
it.
since
Love
we're getting
it.
close on our time here, I just want to break it back down. So what we're saying is, take the information that you have, dissect the information that you're given and you have. Don't believe it fully. And
Well, believe what you need to believe.
what I was saying, dissect the
Yeah.
dissect the information that you have.
Don't believe it's one way.
Don't
believe
take
it's one
everything
way
as fact.
Sorry, you confused me there. Dissect it. Don't take everything as fact. Don't believe everything you hear is truthful,
Form
like
your own
100%. Form your own opinions
And
then
learn
use
how
that
to
information. Think through that information and then use it and take action in your life
Fucking grow.
to get further.
All right, guys. So yeah, James hit it right on the nose. Just learn how to think and stop being told what to think and not even question why you're being told what to think. All right, so pretty much that was beautiful. I really like the information there. I think you guys can get a lot out of that one. I think that one will help you a lot because that's something, I don't know, that one I was really passionate about because I could just feel it. It's like that, I don't know, just talking about it. I don't get to talk to a lot of people about stuff like this because I don't know, people
crazy,
just
dude.
yeah, it's hard. So I love having these two guys to go into this and snowballing into that amazing conversation that we just kind of had. But we're gonna kind of switch subjects a little bit, switch gears, and we're gonna jump over to just kind of explaining a little bit why we're starting the vlog, I guess, and we're gonna drop our first OneOOne Boyz vlog. And the whole point in the vlog is just to kind of give you a little bit more insight on who we are and what we're about and what we love. And just show you, I don't know, it's kind of like just learn who the fuck we are and why we are like we are. And so that you can, I don't know, I like knowing the personal aspects of people's lives and seeing what they do and what they find most fun because we're really passionate about giving information and helping people, but at the same time,
we love watching people fucking grow. Like, we want everyone to eat. Even if it's not in the same field we're eating, we want you guys to fucking grow.
So we're kind of showing you with our vlogs what we see as our end goal in life and why we're doing it, why we get there, in a way to inspire you to do your own thing, to go your own route, and to find what works for you and what you like. There, you know, because there's so many options, so many opportunities.
I think, like, for me, like, why I'm so excited about this vlog is because we're getting back into shit we used to love when we were younger. We used to be passionate about, whether it be riding dirt bikes, working on dirt bikes, working on cars, BMXing, skateboarding, whatever. Like, for me, it was a big on racing and even action sports. I love fucking around on a bike. I was never like James, knowing how to do tricks and shit, but I would always wild out on bikes. Like, dude, I broke my jaw jumping some like gravel rock thing when I was like fucking 8 years old on a bike.
It's just like that pushing the limits thing that I think you get from action sports that you don't get from regular sports. Like, regular sports are fun. You can push the limits in a sense, but
you ain't jumping 100 feet through the air.
Yeah, when you're doing some shit on a BMX, like a crazy like gap on a BMX or some fucking jump or fucking a dirt bike, you're going through like a hairy wood section hill climb or like a motocross jump or like whoop section. Like,
it gets you going.
It gets you fired up. It gets you going. It pushes you past your
James
limits. It
is
makes
bouncing
you
around right now.
like,
He's getting itchy.
Dude, I'm itching to get on a bike right now.
But like, look, you can see how passionate we are about it right now. Just fucking talking about it. James is dancing right now.
Cars, dude. Like,
And
cars.
dude.
Why I fucking love drifting so much is because, dude, literally drifting, you're in a fucking car where you're basically purposely losing control, but you have complete control. Like, imagine people fucking lose control in the snow or like a little bit of a wet road and they shit bricks and they fucking lose it. Like, no, I'm purposely in my car forcing it to go out of control, and I'm having a fucking blast doing it. People think I'm a fucking psycho for it, but dude, I love it. Full fucking throttle, banging fucking gears,
but like,
fucking,
like you can see how passionate we are about the subject right now. And the thing is that we stopped doing this stuff because we started thinking we had to grow up, so to speak,
fit in.
and
Fuck
fit in
fitting
and get
in,
get a secure job that gets
Nah,
secure pay. And
nah.
we came to realization
Nah.
it was killing us. It was making us unhappy. I know a big reason is because, like, yeah, I was into bodybuilding and stuff like that, and that wasn't really my passion. I did it for the wrong reasons. I always want to be successful at bodybuilding. That wasn't really.
I
like,
love lifting.
That
Don't get me wrong,
I love lifting
fucking
now that
love
that
lifting.
my
Yeah.
view on it's completely different. And I get that's not like a secure job, but like I gave up everything for it. So I was like, I can't go back to doing the shit that I really enjoy. So like for me, getting back into this is like, I'm finally doing my passions again, all the things I love to do, and we're using it to be successful, to
and
be
better in life.
Yeah.
We're using it to motivate us because
And that's
like,
what this vlog is.
When you don't have that sort of like passion and love and fun in your life, it's hard to continue to stay motivated to anything because it's like
Every
what
day
am
you
I
wake up
doing?
like fucking.
Because I don't love reading. I don't love learning all this fucking shit every day. I don't love doing the actual physical business tasks, sitting down and writing out business plans, going to meetings, going to work. Like I don't love that shit.
Like, you gotta have
But
a purpose for all
That's what I'm
this.
saying. Like the only reason we have the drive to do all this is because we're motivated to get back to the shit we truly love, and we know that if we do all this work in this field, in this area, in these ways, it's gonna get us closer to just having some time to pursue those passions.
It's going to give us the money. It's going to give us the
yeah,
opportunities.
Exactly.
It's going to open more doors down the road because we're going to be able to do more stuff with our passions that we couldn't do if we weren't working up in our normal work life and making more money.
Exactly.
And that's like
That's
with
what's gonna
with the
just continue
vlog
to fuel us.
with the vlogs, like we're gonna be obviously talking a little, like sometimes we'll talk about like why it makes us so happy and have a better outlook on life and always be positive. That might come into our vlogs, but really our vlogs are to show you we are living our passion now, and we're gonna make it fucking our livelihood.
Yeah,
One day, our vlogs and the things we love to do in our vlogs is gonna become our every fucking day, and that's what we're working towards. And that's like,
but the only way we get there is to do these baby steps, do it now, take the hard things. Like, there's so much shit that I want to do. Me and James were talking this morning about fucking like, dude, I haven't fucking bought new clothes in fucking like 6 years.
yeah, dude.
Because why? I
don't
don't
know
give a
about
fuck,
6,
dude.
but-
Even if you see me wearing, if I gotta wear the same pair of
I have
jeans
grown
for the
my
next
shit a lot,
fucking 10
so.
years, just because that's what I had to
Muscle man.
sacrifice to get the things that I want and do the things that I want to do, I'm gonna fucking be wearing those same pair of jeans for the next 10 fucking years. Like I don't care.
That's it.
You know, but people care. They're like, oh, I can't sacrifice the clothes and this and that to go save up for this thing that I know I really want because I gotta fit in, I gotta look good, I gotta. I don't know.
Unless clothes is your passion.
Yeah, if
there's
clothes is your
you know, I
passion,
mean, there's
fuck,
people out there
people
that
love-
become designer
Lit,
clothes
dude.
designers.
Yeah,
because
but that's
clothes.
your fucking-
But that's
that's
your
what you
passion.
love.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like we're saying that like we're doing what we love. We used to do what we love, and then somewhere on this journey we lost that connection with doing what we love and our passions, and it allowed us to go into different realms of our lives that weren't necessarily bad. They
I
just
think it
weren't
was a
for us,
necessary
but it
step.
was necessary
It
to help
was
us
to lose
learn and understand like
'Cause without losing
what
it-
we want and where we want to be. You know what I mean?
'Cause,
And-
dude,
and,
without
and
losing
taking
it-
all that information, that we had to begin with, and then going through all that journey in between where we were then and where we are now, and using all that information. Like, I know I'm taking action now after gaining that and dissecting that information that I don't ever want to do that shit again.
That's what I'm saying. Without losing it, we wouldn't know how bad we wanted it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's that fucking famous quote?
What quote?
Yeah, there's fucking like
The quote that talks about like
The
losing, like
famous
loving,
quote.
like when you lose love, when you lose something you love, then you understand how much you really loved it, type shit.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
100%.
pretty much what
You don't
happened.
know what you have until you lost it or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know what you have until you lost it. So we lost our passions, and we realized how pretty much miserable it made us. We all went through a lot of shit. I know not having the cars that
that's
fucking
literally
clear my
everything in
head,
life, yeah.
not having the dirt bikes, not doing the shit that I used to love that clear my head. Like when I'm in a race car, yo, nothing matters. Like I lose all thoughts. But yeah, we just wanted to fucking kind of go into what these vlogs are really about. We're gonna be doing a bunch of crazy shit, and that's what we love to do. And,
Yeah, and
we
it's
hope
honestly-
that it inspires
it's-
you
dude,
to start fulfilling your passions.
I'm excited for it because we're literally, when we say we're just getting started, we are literally just getting started. It is full throttle. We are not letting
Full
off.
fucking throttle, baby.
We have that zero options mentality. It is all or nothing. keep fucking going, boys. Let's get this shit fucking done. Thank you for listening. If you have any
Plug
questions,
us.
concerns, you know where to reach us. You know where to get us. You can reach me at It's Andy, ITS_ANDYY on Instagram, or Andy Danchuk, ANDYDANCHUK, also on Instagram, or my Facebook, Andrew Danchuk. 101brand at gmail.com is our email if you want to shoot us some questions over to the email. And dudes, we are dudes and girls, gals, if you listen,
Dudettes.
whoever, dudettes, fucking whatever. Honestly, questions, concerns, constructive criticism,
Hit us with it.
anything, we love it. We love the interaction. We love to hear from you. We're only doing this for you guys, so we need you.
Yeah, and my Instagram, the_golden golden boy _fry. You can hit me up there.
Yeah, and I'm Jack Blames at Jack Blames on Instagram. Check me out on YouTube, Jack Blames, and that's all I really got for you.
And all this shit will be in the description if you need to get to it. But enjoy your day. Keep fucking killing it. We love you guys.
Don't forget to tap in.
And tap in.
That one was fire.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking you.